right, what's going on, Miami? How are you? Welcome to another episode of the Miami Comedy Podcast. There you go, a nice little glimpse of the studio for those watching on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. How are you, Miami? Everything all right? Happy Tuesday, everybody. So today I want to talk about airlines. What's your favorite airline to fly? As you may or may not know, Frontier and Spirit Airlines just got together and merged. And to be honest, I don't know how they got $6.6 billion. You guys have enough money to make that kind of negotiation? This came out of left field. This has to be one of the most toxic business mergers in the history of business mergers. There's no way these two companies should be coming together like this. Let's take this toxic relationship to new heights. Oh! What's going on, Fernandez? Chef Road says Spirit, where all the Miami craziness goes over 30K feet. Yeah, no, it's not just Miami craziness. It gets the entire crazy into one flight. And like I wrote in today's meme, you know, if you get enough crazy people on your flight, you're bound to get free entertainment. Forget live stream, forget Wi-Fi, forget watching your favorite movies. I want to see a fight. And you know what? Get the pilot involved. The pilot will come out and start collecting bets from all the passengers inside. Be like, all right, guys, I got the flight on autopilot. Let's go ahead and take some bets. Flight attendants going in, right? Refereeing the fight. Hey, no gouging in the eyes, no biting. And fight. Ding, ding, ding. You know, the pilot on the PA system, ringing the bell. All right, guys, we fighting. Chef Rudd says Spirit, content creator paradise. Oh yeah, there's so many Spirit jokes. I got jokes for Spirit. I was just over at Tipsy Flamingo this past Sunday, and we had a Philadelphia comic talking about Spirit. It says, you know what it is? It's a guilty pleasure. We enjoy riding these kinds of airplanes. At one point in your life, you're going to be like, I'm going to take this $60 flight to Miami, or to New York, or to California. It almost seems like the miles don't even matter. It's just $60 flat rate. That's one thing we just enjoy about these kinds of airlines. They're just cheap, and it gets you to the destination. And they don't care about it. See, you know how they save money? These kinds of airlines, they save money because they don't care about customer service. It's about getting there. I don't know why some people get it. Here's the thing, though, guys. If you want to save money on your airline flight, and you get on Spirit or Frontier, you gotta sacrifice customer service. Safety is there, from what I can tell. Right? To be honest, I've only rode Spirit Airlines once. Never got on Frontier. All right, but I find it funny that a lot of people think that these airlines are like risky. They're safe. All right. The pilot doesn't even talk to you on the PA, from what I remember. The pilot just wants to get there and get off the plane. Hell, I don't even remember when I left the Spirit Airlines flight. I don't remember the pilot or any of the flight attendants waiting for you at the door. They just all disappear. The airline pilot and the flight attendants leave the airplane before the rest of the people do. It's like, all right, guys, please stay seated. All right, guys, get the hell out of here. And then the whole staff leaves. All right, everybody on the road, you can go ahead and exit now. And they're already gone. They don't say bye to you like they do in the other airlines. You know, all right, bye. Have a great vacation. Enjoy. Thank you for choosing American Airlines. No, Spirit Airlines and pilots and the crew involved for the flight, they're gone. No customer service. There's no blankets. There's no peanuts. There's no nothing. And that's why you got to give props to these airlines, because they're sacrificing your comfort so that your wallet stays swole. Clelander Wright says, Soul Plane 2. Was that you that wrote that on, I thought it was a troll. Clelander's black, by the way, for those that want to cancel me. Big Jish says, they all suck. The days of Pan Am are over. Look, man, here's the thing, guys. You guys ever rode on an airplane where, you know, you ever been on a first class? You know why first class runs about $300 to fly? It's because you're paying for comfort. Okay, in order for you to make a lot of space for yourself, in order for people to be attentive to you on a flight, you have to pay big bucks for that. If they treat you like a bag, right? if the way you get treated on an airline flight is close to zero customer service, they don't have to provide you nothing. I don't even know why they have a staff when you could just have an airplane pilot in the front of a Spirit Airlines flight or a Frontier flight. He doesn't say nothing to you. He just flies you there, you land, and then everybody for themselves. Hell, you might even have, if Spirit Airlines might even have robots piloting airplanes. And to be honest with you, I actually see that in the coming future, where airplanes can pilot themselves, land themselves. It gets all the calculations from the weather and all that stuff. Someone in the tower putting in the data input, and then it lands itself safely. And then what do you do? Every man for themselves on a Spirit Airlines flight and a Frontier flight. Every man for themselves. You can't bring a gun, but things like brass knuckles, go ahead and bring that. Just in case you get in a little brawl. Right? Maybe a crackhead sneaks into a Spirit Airlines flight. Hey, this guy's smoking rocks. Well, there's no one here to escort this guy out, so we're just going to have to ride it out, guys. There you go. Spirit Airlines flight and Frontier coming together is a good move. It makes me feel like I can do big business moves too. Spirit Airlines and Frontier, the two toxic brands of airlines getting together, I can do this too. I can merge with someone just the same way, randomly. Let's see. Spirit got roaches on the planes. Do they? And even if they did, you have to ride it out. I feel like anything can go wrong on a Spirit Airlines flight, and all they got to do is remind you of the price you paid. If one of the engines catches on fire, they're just going to be like, all right, guys, so it seems one of our two engines are on fire, but we're going to go ahead and continue on because we don't have enough money for us to do an emergency landing. All right? There's no insurance money involved on a Spirit Airlines flight. We're going to ride this out. You all paid $60. You know what's going on. And I find it funny that these planes are called Frontier and Spirit. Because you might turn into a Spirit, and it might be the final frontier. Oh! Oh, man. What up, Kenneth? Speedy Howard. Twisted but gifted. They fly Airbus A320, and that thing basically flies by themselves. I don't understand why people expect comfort and customer service on these kinds of flights. You can't expect that, man. That's not part of the deal here. If you want comfort, but one of the things that I find possible in the future of airlines, now that Spirit and Frontier just did such a big move that made everybody in the airlines industry, it rattled them all. Because now it's like, look guys, while you're out there marketing yourselves as a safe, don't worry, you're in good hands, everything is going to be fine kind of brand, we're over here saying, you want to get there or not? And most of us are going to be like, yeah man, just take me there. Alright, I just want to land and get off the plane. Even if the first 24 hours of my vacation is me frustrated on all the stress that a 2-hour flight gave me. You know what I mean? That's the thing. You're going to sacrifice comfort, and it might ruin the first day of your vacation. You might be walking around and you might be telling yourself, wow, those 2 hours ruined the first day of my vacation, but at least I saved money. So then you can double down on your second day. Once you sleep at the hotel, and if you get on Spirit Airlines or Frontier, do not get a bad hotel on top of that. You're only going to multiply the stress. All right? Let's go on over to the chat. Curse and blessings. You are more likely to die driving in Miami than in a cheap airplane. Absolutely. Spirit Airlines and Frontier do not sacrifice security or safety. They only sacrifice your comfort. They sacrifice your comfort to the point that as you walk into the plane, even the pilot will give you a kick in the ass as you walk in. Get in there! Everybody sit down and shut up! Right? None of that, sir. Please keep it down. We're trying to take off and we need... Everybody shut up! This is the pilot speaking. Shut up! We're trying to get to the place we're trying to go. Alright? Don't make me go back there. Pilot walks to the back. Yo, who's out here yelling? Who's yelling? Oh, you're gonna bring me back to my Air Force days. Big Jish says, hey people, you pay 40 bucks airfare and you still get there. Yeah, it sucks, but it will get you there. Exactly. So that's what you're paying for with these airlines. And I really think this move is what's making the airlines industry really reconsider their business model. Especially now that, at least from what I can tell, living in Miami, you know, now that the pandemic is subsiding. I don't know. Miami has been free since September of 2020. I don't know what the rest of America is up to these days, but you know, we don't have the pandemic anymore. We just so happen to have a super flu going around, but you know, we're still open. But now that, you know, the pandemic is subsiding, we can now start getting on airplanes, not like before, right, where it's like no airplanes whatsoever. But now that airplanes are coming back, lo and behold, who came and made the biggest move out of all the airlines? Spirit and Frontier, man. I applaud them. Because Spirit and Frontier, man, all they do is they nickel and dime you for everything up until the point where you actually pay for an American Airlines ticket or a Delta Airlines ticket. But it's not the same comfort. It's almost as if like they got the right business model where it's like, I want a water bottle. Here's a water bottle, that'll be $12. Right? I got this big bag full of clothes that I bought while I was on vacation. That'll be $80. And they just start stacking up the prices and be like, look, this guy thought that they were going to start riding an airplane like it was a regular airplane. This is Spirit/Frontier. Okay? You come butt naked on this airplane if you really want to save money. Alright, leave all your belongings back there, every man for themselves. Okay? What up, G-Reds? Miami Munchie, Musa Shah, Steph, Lynn, Emmanuel, welcome to the chat. We're here talking about what are your favorite airlines. So, like I said, I've only ridden Spirit Airlines once. I've only ridden Spirit Airlines one time. It was uncomfortable. It was about a 3-hour flight. We made it safely. All the employees and staff and crew members look like they work at GameStop. Short sleeves. They're playing Game Boy in the back, right? I don't even remember there's a button to call a flight attendant. They just take all those buttons off. No AC, no lights. You just sit there and you just suck it up until you land. From what I can remember, that's what it was. That was the whole experience. And I didn't complain because when I look at the receipt, I knew exactly what I was involved in. Okay? So I'm over here on this website called Skytrax. Okay, so let's read some of the reviews for Spirit Airlines so you guys can get an idea. So the total score is 5 stars. And the reviews is 1 through 10. So overall, customer reviews for Spirit Airlines, food and beverage, 1 star. In-flight entertainment, 1 star. Are you sure 1 star? People are fighting. Okay, people are fighting, people are arguing, people don't want to put their masks on, you got people yelling at each other. I really think in-flight entertainment should be at least 4 stars because of that. Alright, if a fight breaks out, 5 stars. Okay, it's like you're watching a UFC battle. Overall, out of 3,926 reviews, they got a 2 out of 10. Come on, guys. Don't be that way. Don't be that way, guys. Okay, look. Seat comfort, 2 out of 5. Staff service, 2 out of 5. Value for the money, 2 out of 5. No, 5 out of 5. Alright? The first review says, customer service is messed up. The customer service is messed up. Horrible experience. If you can avoid flying with them, please do. Let's start with my flight being canceled due to a snowstorm on Saturday. That's safety, bro. How are you going to give them a bad review over that? Which is okay, it happens. Alright. So I booked a new flight. I go to the airport the next day to fly out and I decided to talk to customer service about getting my money back for the flight they canceled. So as I tell her all I want is a refund for the flight that was canceled, she says okay. But instead of doing that, goes ahead and cancel my entire flight there and back. So now I had to rebook the entire same flight and seat for double the money, all because customer service messed up. So let me say, I was extremely frustrated. So let's move forward. Wednesday comes around and my girlfriend is flying home. I drop her off at the airport, but an hour of her waiting for her flight, and they cancel again. So now for the past 3 days, I have been going back and forth about getting a refund for my miles and money, and all Spirit is doing is giving me the runaway. So fed up with the company. If you can avoid flying with them, do so. Just pay the extra couple of bucks and fly with a better company. Alright, Matt, let me tell you something. First of all, the fact that you had the first experience that was bad, and then you dragged your girlfriend into getting on that flight again, that right there goes to show that you didn't learn your lesson. And why did you go back? I know why you went back, Matt, because it was $60. Yo, this service sucks! I had to rebook my flight. I had to pay double the price, which is $120, which is still 50 to 60% less than another flight would charge me. You would pay double the prices, Matt, and it would still be cheaper to fly on Frontier or Spirit. But then what do? You don't shell up the extra money to fly your girlfriend on another airlines. You do it again. You get on Spirit again. You know why? Because it's cheap. And that's why these reviews suck, and yet this thing is still in business. I wouldn't even be surprised if, like, verified Spirit Airlines comes on here and gives it a like. You're damn right we did this. Yeah, you coming back. I will never get on this airline again. Oh yeah, you will.
You are coming back, sir. $60 flights, you can't beat that. I'll see you on the next flight. Blue verified checkmark, just talking back to you on the review. Terrible experience. Let's see. Chloe, Justin, Just Canales, Mean Lioness, Jacob. What's going on? Red Bunny. Real Peter. What's up, guys? Welcome. We're here talking about our favorite airlines. We're now reading up reviews of what people are saying about Spirit and Frontier.
So let's go back. 1 out of 10. This airline is absolutely terrible. And this was the 7th of February, 2022. And this person is verified. Alyssa. This airline is absolutely terrible. After waiting online for almost an hour on numerous different occasions in one day, then you deal with their terrible customer service. We had a flight scheduled for this month that we bought insurance for and ended up having to cancel our trip. We called Spirit and waited on hold for 45 minutes. Of course you did. You think $60 flights can afford someone in the back taking phone calls? No. The janitor probably had to do it, but he was busy cleaning the toilets. Right? He's in the back doing more important things than handling a call of somebody that paid $60. They said my reason to cancel was not valid and they could not give us a credit. I stated we purchased the insurance though in case we needed to cancel. Then we had to call back 3 more times in the day after they redirected our call to the wrong departments and they still would only give us a credit. They rip you off even if you purchase their airline protection plan. Literally a joke. Alright. Alyssa, here's the thing. When you buy insurance for an airline, it doesn't include you canceling the flight for no reason. Okay? I've been there. I thought so too, but that's not how it works. The way insurance works is if you got in an injury, okay? If your flight gets canceled for something that you're not in control of, all right? If you're on vacation and you want a couple of extra days and say, hey, I want to cancel this flight and book it another time, that's not a valid reason for the insurance. Insurance is for emergency only. You can even use COVID as an excuse, but then you also have to prove through medical records that you had COVID. All right, I've been there. Trust me, Alyssa. So even though you're verified, I don't really think this is a fair review. And look, another 1 out of 10. Really bad service. Big Dish on the chat says there's a story about people getting on Spirit, and the captain came on and said, welcome aboard. And for those of you who said that you'd never fly us again, welcome back. Exactly! Yes. I really think this is the era where companies can now clap back, as they would say, on the Thanksgiving dinner table. Companies are now allowed to clap back and talk back to people that are acting up. and let it be Spirit and Frontier, because their business models, even though the customer service is bad, you're coming back, bro. You can't stop it. It's unstoppable. Why would you pay $380 for a flight on Delta when you can pay $60 on Frontier and Spirit? Landing and leaving from the same airport. You are coming back. And your experience is going to be terrible, but you landed. You got on board and you landed. So by all means, let this be a revolution in customer service, fronted by Frontier and Spirit Airlines. The Spirit is fronting to the people that are treating companies bad, paying low prices and thinking they deserve 5-star service. Those days are over. $6.6 billion merger. We going hard. We're doubling down on this business model. F everybody. You're getting on these seats. All right? Get your ass in there. And we're throwing your luggage around. Right? There's people in the back of Spirit Airlines and Frontier handling your baggage all passive aggressively. Look at this guy paying $60 to get on this flight. Get this bag out of here. Oh man, Johan, Ernie, what's up? All right. Let's go to Frontier reviews. Let's see what the Frontier reviews say. So this one was 8th of February. This was today. Somebody got off the flight and did this immediately. Yo, these guys are merging. Let me go ahead and write a bad review. So this is a review for Frontier Airlines that was just written today by Enzook in the United States. This is the worst airline. Their customer service doesn't exist. Good. Literally no customer service options besides sending a letter to a corporate office. That's right. And you know where that letter's going to end up? Nowhere. I paid for a flight, 2 passengers from Cancun to Boston. You came from Cancun to Boston on a Frontier Airlines flight. You can't beat that. They're going international. In order to check in for the flight, they force you to pay a very aggressive fee for each seat. Instead of $60, it was $68. This is unacceptable. Very aggressive. Not sure how you can fly without a check-in for the flight. Not sure you can check in a flight without a seat. To be clear, it was not an upgraded seat. Just to have a seat on the plane. Those fees were almost as much as we paid for the flight itself. Then they want to charge outrageous prices for a personal item bag that fits under a seat and any other carry-on bags. Yes, that's the business. So all right, so what we're seeing right now is literally people who are paying low airfare prices and are complaining. This is what happens when you give lots of customer service in a particular industry. Those days are over. All right, if you're paying low prices, those days are now over. I think a lot of places should do this. Why end it on an airlines company? Why don't restaurants pick up on this business model? Hey, you want to come by and you want to have Wagyu beef imported from Japan, marbleized, delicious with a side of peppercorn sauce? It's only $20. All right, you go to any other restaurant, this piece of meat is $200, but here it's $20. However, we're not going to give you any customer service while we're serving it to you. All right? You're going to get terrible customer service while you're eating this delicious A5 Wagyu beef. You should do that. Why don't restaurants do that? They serve you fine dining with no customer service. I'll pay for it. Oh man, the chef comes down and serves it and says, "Here you go, Wagyu beef, the way you like it. Get out of here. Can I get some more water?" No! You want some water? You go to the back where the bathrooms are and you fill it up. It was tap water anyway. There's no ice. What do you think this is? A 5-star restaurant? This is a 1-star restaurant serving you the finest of meats. There you go. You know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start a restaurant that serves fine dining with terrible customer service. What up, Nate Dogg? Yo, hey, ear candy music. Patroners. We're here talking about Spirit Airlines and Frontier merging and absolutely changing the game of airlines, the industry that is airlines. All right, let's keep going. Then the flight got canceled due to unknown circumstances, forcing us to... Yeah, the circumstances are, oh, we didn't make enough money on this flight. These $60 flights didn't add up for us to cover costs, so we're just going to cancel it. Send a letter if you want your refund. We'll get back to you in 90 business days, which is right on time for your next vacation, so there you go. We'll give you a credit 1 week before you leave. Forcing us to stay in a foreign country overnight or pay a very high last-minute price for a flight on another airline. Considering there were no overnight stay options, we ended up flying home on another airline. Frontier sent us an email saying the flight fee is non-refundable. I want my $60 back. What we paid for our seats and carry-on bags will be applied to an airline credit and can be used within 90 days. Oh! I nailed it! We'll give it to you in 90 days on your next vacation. So start planning now because you got an airline ticket worth $60 3 months from now. I would tell anyone considering using Frontier or any company associated with them to stay far away. This is the worst company I've ever made the mistake of doing business with. Shame on Expedia for being associated with them. Why wouldn't Expedia be associated with Frontier? You knew exactly what was happening when you saw flights to Cancun, $300, and flights to Cancun, $60. There you go. I really think this is the future of airlines, guys. I really think Spirit Airlines and Frontier are doing the right thing. Really eliminating what people expect from an airlines. Which is, remember back in the day, Pan Am or Southwest Airlines would have photos of like the crew members waving at people, like, hey, welcome to our airlines. Thank you for coming out. Hope you're comfortable. If you need anything, let me know. There's a little button above. There's also, a little AC nozzle. If you need lights, you can click on it. F that. Everybody get in there. Shut your mouth. We're going to where you gotta go. I don't want to hear it. All right, act as if there was no one on board except you and the seats that are surrounding you. All right, no one is punched in. So keep your mouth shut. We're gonna get to Cancun, and then you can enjoy your vacation starting then. Period. 2 U.S. airlines known for their cheap fares have announced they're planning to merge to create what they call the country's most competitive ultra-low fare airline. Absolutely, the future is here, ladies and gentlemen. And it is called Spirit Frontier. And for $60, you can turn into a Spirit. You know what, guys? Spirit Airlines and Frontier, why don't you double down? Why don't you, in case of an emergency, and you got to get on a flotation device, charge them for the flotation device. Do that. No shame. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to do an emergency landing on water. We have flotation devices available, but they're $60. So if you want to survive, you better have $60 on you, because if not, you're going to be in a watery grave. Spirit Airlines Flight 1877 landed on water. All survived but one who didn't have enough money to get the flotation device. Milena, Sebastian, Morgan Davis, welcome to the chat. Frontier Airlines and Spirit Airlines said in a joint press release Monday that the company's boards of directors had unanimously approved the $6.6 billion transaction and expected to close in the second half of this year. Just do it right now. Why are you going to wait for the second half? Do it right now. Like, look, guys, we already know that this is the right move. We are doing this right now. Okay? We feel good about this. How does the CEOs of Spirit and Frontier look? Probably some guys in like tropical shirts and flip-flops. Oh yeah, we run these companies from our garages back home. We making a killing, man. We cut all costs down, even our cost of living. Our CEOs only make $20 an hour. The airline pilots make more money than the CEOs of Frontier and Spirit. Officials at the two discount carriers say that combining, they'll be able to offer travelers even more deals and more reliable service. Reliable is a very subjective term. I see what you did there. Reliable how? Reliable as in you're gonna land. Reliable as in there's gonna be an airplane involved. How reliable? There's gonna be an airplane that takes off and lands. That's reliable. And you know what? That's true. That's all the reliability you need. You know? With about 1,000 daily flights to nearly 150 destinations in 19 countries and counting, it is also expected to directly add 10,000 jobs by 2026, the company said. There you go. And they're helping the economy. This is such a power move. We're a perfect fit. Our businesses share similar values, including long-standing commitment to affordable travel, said Mac Gardner, chairman of Spirit's board of directors. At the same time, we have complementary footprints and fleets, including one of the youngest and greenest fleets worldwide. This transaction is centered around creating an aggressive, ultra-low fare competitor to serve our guests even better, expand career opportunities for our team members, and increase competitive pressure. Ooh, these guys sound dangerous. Resulting in more consumer-friendly fares for the flying public, said Spirit and CEO Ted Christie in a statement. Everybody wins through this transaction, said Frontier CEO Barry Biffle in an interview on CNBC Monday morning. Consumers are going to win $1 billion in savings. Our shareholders win with $500 million in synergies, and our team members win with 10,000 more direct jobs in the next couple of years. See, look, I'm glad Instagram crashed again. For those that are tuning in on Instagram, this is what you get. We got to do something about this, man. Instagram once again crashed, and YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook are going on strong. I got to do something about this. I got to be the CEO of Miami Comedy and fix this issue immediately. That's what they always say, says William J. McGee, consumer rapper advisors on airline issues. That's what merging airlines have always claimed. And as we've seen, consolidation has not been good for consumers, and it's only reduced their choices. McGee says past airline mergers have often resulted in fewer flights to some cities, higher fares and fees, and poorer customer service. We're only going to focus on one. T-Bone Dizzle, what's going on? That is to say we call nickel and diming with fees. They invented it in the United States, so every time you pay baggage fees, you can thank Spirit for that. Damn right. All right, here we go. Let me write something here. com/group. All right. And then we're going to go to the group page. All right. Yeah, I see 20 notifications of people trying to get into the group last minute. All right, guys. So that's 30 minutes. Let's go ahead and end it here. For those watching on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, thank you for committing yourself to the show. Clearly, we got to move away from the Instagram platform. For those that I told on Instagram, you gotta move platforms, man. This thing keeps crashing mid-show, and it's unacceptable. All right, for a service that's free. For a service that is free, I choose not to accept. This is unacceptable service. All right, so for those still listening, for those tuned in, tonight's show will be at Dom's and Brickell, 9 o'clock. Thursday, next week, we're going to be over at Tripping Animals Brewery. That's the 17th. This Friday, we are at Thank You Miami Beer House. And on Sunday, we are back at Tipsy Flamingo, one of our more popular shows. If you haven't done so yet, do make your reservations in advance or get your buy one, get one free drinks, okay? These shows always sell out. They're always packed. And if you want to be comfortable, all right? If you want to be comfortable, make your reservations in advance, all right? We won't treat you like if you're on a Spirit Airlines flight. We're going to treat you like you're in a Miami comedy show, which means more cramped seating, but nonetheless, it's seating. Very reliable service, by the way. And you can also involve some great drinks. All the bars we partner with have amazing cocktails, great beer selections, and Dom's Tonight, for example, serves up some great Italian food. That is it for the podcast, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in. Apologies to those on Instagram. I will see you on the next show.